guys, so because it is the month of February and February is the love month or whatever, I thought I would tell you a story about my love life. This is going to be the story of the time that I left my boyfriend at prom for another guy. Also, like, obviously I'm the villain in this story. I was literally like 17. Done a lot of growing up since then. Make sure you leave me a thumbs up if you want me to tell more storytime videos. So this story actually has a bit of a backstory, and obviously I'm going to change people's names in this because I don't want to like put their names out there, even though I don't think it would be a big deal. I just don't want to do that. So I was dating this boy called John, and I had been dating him for a while. I don't know, like maybe like a year, maybe 2 years. I honestly have no idea. I was dating this boy, John, but before John ever came into the picture, there was another guy called Ryan, and I was obsessed with Ryan. Like, Ryan was like the guy that at the end of the day I wanted to be with. Do you feel me? Like, yeah, John was great and all, you know, he was sweet, he was a little dramatic. We can get into that detail in another video. But like, Ryan was just like mysterious, and he was cool, and all the girls wanted him. And for a long time, like years before I'd even met John, I really had a big crush on Ryan. And Ryan also had a crush on me. But it never worked out to where Ryan and I were both single, so we never like really got to date each other or anything. We'd like kissed before or whatever, but nothing like serious. So I actually met Ryan at the beginning of my freshman year, and it's my senior year now, and I'm like frustrated because I'm like, Ryan, if you want to freaking be with me, you better be with me, or else, you know what, I'm done with you. So I am nearing the end of my senior year. I'm feeling super nostalgic, and I write this letter to Ryan, and in the letter it basically says like, I love you, oh my gosh, my cats know it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. It's really drawn out. It was like 2 pages long. I was like, you know, I love that you love this, and I know that you love this, and I know this about you, but you know what? I'm tired of you playing me. I'm tired of you pretending like you're gonna date me and then you date someone else. Blah, 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 on and on, dramatic. And I was basically like, you know, this is it. I'm leaving for college in the fall, so either you want me or you don't. Either you're in my life or completely out. So I've got this letter, and I want to give it to Ryan, but I don't know when I'm going to give it to him. I'm like, all right, the perfect opportunity will come. I have not planned it out. I honestly didn't even know if I was going to give him the letter. I just needed to write my thoughts and feelings out, and maybe one day I would give it to him. So Ryan breaks up with his girlfriend, and this is the first time that Ryan has been single for a big amount of time that I've known him personally. And like I said, we were never single at the same time, so I'm kind of like, oh, I like Ryan, but oh my gosh, it's the end of my senior year. I can't really break up with John now. It was very complicated. But anyways, me and Ryan texted all the time. We knew we liked each other. John knew we liked each other. Everyone knew we liked each other. John didn't ever want me to text Ryan or see Ryan. He'd get mad at Ryan all the time. I mean, understandably so. I like how I'm saying that like it's like something horrible, but like, I mean, he wanted his girl, so obviously he was gonna be mad at him. So anyways, it's time for prom. I've got my nails done. I've got my hair done. I've got my cute little dress on. I'm ready to go. So I go to prom, and you know what? Honestly, prom is just kind of really basic. Like you think that prom's gonna be like a big deal in the time of your life, but literally like it wasn't even, like I don't remember anything from prom other than like there were tons of girls that were just like grinding each other on the dance floor, and I was like, I can't do that because I was so shy, you know? So anyways, prom ends, and my friends and I decide that we're gonna go to IHOP. We're gonna be cool and not go home on our senior prom night. We're gonna go to IHOP in a town like 30 minutes away. I don't know if you guys know this, but back in the day, there were not like Twitter apps. We all had like Twitter sent to our phone. Like everybody's tweet notifications were on because we didn't have an app to look at it. So like if Ryan tweeted something, I would get it as a text message to my phone, or if I tweeted something, Ryan would get it as a text to his phone, this, that, and the other. John was not really on Twitter or anything, but Ryan and I were. We'd send those little secret texts, 1111, blah, 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 you know, you feel me? So I tweeted that I was at IHOP. I can probably find the tweet. Oh my God, I need to go back and find the tweet. I tweeted that I was at IHOP. And Ryan texts me and he goes, stay at IHOP. And I was like, what the hell? So I'm like freaking out and I'm nervous and I'm telling my girlfriends, I'm like, oh my God, Ryan is gonna come up here. Him and John are gonna get into it at the IHOP with the pancakes, with the grits. What the heck am I gonna do? So we're seated at IHOP and we're in this booth and we're by a window, right? And all of a sudden, Ryan is there. And his friend is there with him. And Ryan is out there smoking his cigarette like a cool boy. And then he looks at John. And he flicks his cigarette out the window at John. And John loses his shit. John jumps up and he's looking out the window and he's going, F you, F you, and giving him the bird and banging on the window. And all Ryan does is he looks at him and he walks away. And I'm like, so then, of course, we have to leave the restaurant. We cannot stay in the vicinity any longer. I was like, we gotta go. So we all load up, and John's like, we've gotta find him. You need to call him and ask him where he is, blah, blah, blah. And I'm literally like, kind of like freaking out about it, but low-key also kind of finding it funny. I'm horrible, I get it. So I'm like, oh my God. So I like call him and he doesn't answer. So I call his friend and I'm like, oh, why did Ryan do that? And they're like, So anyways, I'm like, all right, listen, this has gone too far. Obviously, Ryan likes me or else he wouldn't have done this or else he wouldn't be jealous of John, right? You feel me? Wouldn't you feel the same way too? So I'm like, I'm gonna give him that letter tonight. That was supposed to be a mouth pop, but I can't do a mouth pop, so just pretend. So anyways, I'm like, John, I need to go home. I was supposed to go back to John's house to do God knows what, probably not sex because I was scared to death of it. I was like, you know what, John, go on home. His parents were out of town for the weekend. He had the house to himself. Low-key, he was scared to stay at his house alone. Come on. So anyways, I'm like, all right, drop me off at my house. I will meet you back at your house. I want to go change before I come over. So John drops me off at my house and I'm telling my mom because I'm like texting her the whole time. And I'm like, Mama, this is happening. Oh my God. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go give Ryan that letter. So I call up my good friend who had just seen it. I said, hey, want to come over and go to the town next to us? I got a letter to give somebody. And she said, yeah. So I'm getting ready to leave. I'm like shaking. The adrenaline is going. I've got the fake nails on. I've got the extensions in the hair. The makeup is on my face but not snatched because I didn't know how to do my makeup. I am freaking out. I am in full prom gear except the t-shirt and the sweatpants because I didn't give a shit at this point. I said, I've got to get this letter to this boy. I leave. Keep in mind, I'm supposed to be going straight to Ryan's house. Ryan's house was literally 5 minutes from mine, so he's probably sitting there waiting. And he's like, when are you coming over? And I'm like, oh, I had to do something. I came up with some kind of lie. I don't even know what lie I told him. We drive over to Ryan's friend's house, the one that he was with earlier. And I'm like, all right, you've got to come sit in the car with me. I've got to give you this letter. So I give Ryan the letter. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. He's in the passenger seat. My friend and his friend are outside just chit-chatting or whatever. And whenever I tell you that it felt like 525,600 minutes went by while he was reading that letter, I really truly mean it because it was the longest time of my life waiting on that boy to read that letter and give me a response. And you know what he does? He reads the letter, he gets out the car, closes the door, does not say a word to me, goes and sits on the side of the street, cries, and has a cigarette. Hello? All the while, my mom is texting me saying that John has now come to my house and is questioning her about where I am. She says he's freaking out. She says, Phylesha, what am I supposed to do here? How do I calm this child down? He doesn't know what to do. She finally gets him to go back home. Back to me and Ryan. He did not mention the letter to me until like 2 days later. Like, remember how I said he like got out of the car and went and sat on the side of the road? Like, that's literally like the end of that night. Like, my friend got back in the car and we left. And I go back to John's house and I'm like upset, you know, because like a lot has happened. A lot has happened this night of my prom. And he's like, you went and saw Ryan, didn't you? And I said, yeah, I did. And he made me stay the night with him because he was scared to stay the night alone at his house. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I literally went and saw another guy and you still want me to stay the night at your house. I slept on an air mattress on the floor and he slept on the couch. I said, I'm not even sleeping with you. So that night basically ended with me subtweeting a bunch of stuff and Ryan subtweeting a bunch of stuff, and that's the end of this story. Like I said at the beginning of this video, make sure you like it if you want to hear more story times from me. If you had like a crazy experience on your prom night, make sure you leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And you can also subscribe if you're new here and this is the first time that you've come upon my channel. Subscribe and that'd be really fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you again very soon with another new video. Bye!